You ever walk past a school and just wonder what's really going on inside those walls? Well, the film Pathshala kind of pulls back that curtain, and it asks a really tough question. What's the true price of education when making a profit becomes the main lesson? So let's get into it. So our story starts at a school with a real soul, Saraswati Vidya Mandir. For the principal, a man named Aditya Sahai, this place is so much more than just a building. See, in his own words, its foundation isn't brick and mortar. It's knowledge and ideas. And that's what makes it stronger than any of its competitors. It's an ideal he's literally dedicated his life to. You gotta understand, for 32 years, Principal Sahai's whole philosophy was that education is a noble profession, not a business. And he built Saraswati Vidyamandir into one of the most respected schools around. But, as we're about to see, that beautiful ideal, it's about to come under serious threat. And here's the core of the conflict, and it's a big one. You've got Principal Sahai, who has spent his entire life building a school based on strong values. But now the school's new management, well, they're looking at things differently. They've got a brand new, profit-driven agenda that's going to challenge everything he believes in. And look, this wasn't some friendly suggestion from the school's management. Oh no, this was a new mandate. They rolled out this whole formal plan designed to completely flip the school's identity on its head, and it really just ignited this fundamental clash of philosophies. This slide right here, it just lays out the battle lines perfectly. On one side, you have the principal's vision, which is all about tradition. Education is a noble profession, it's about developing students, it's about strong values. Then you have the management's vision, which is pure modern business. Turn the school into a 5-star brand, generate revenue, get flashy facilities, and get as much media hype as possible. So how are they going to do this? Well, they're bringing in media consultants. The whole goal is to make the school a brand that everybody wants to be a part of. They're even pointing to another school, Marudi High, as an example, saying, look, they made 1.5 crore rupees just by getting on TV. The message couldn't be clearer. Fame equals profit. So this aggressive push for what they called progress, well, it came with a massive price tag. But as we're about to find out, that price wasn't going to be paid by the management. Nope, it was going to be paid by the students and the teachers who were caught right in the middle of this new corporate machine. Right. So what was the actual human cost of turning this school into a media-hungry business? That question right there, it takes us straight into the heart of all the turmoil that's about to erupt. And boy, the changes hit fast and hard. They were exploitative, too. All of a sudden, parents were being forced to buy basketballs for almost 3 times what they cost in a store. Unhealthy but profitable combo meals started replacing good food in the canteen. And maybe worst of all, the kids themselves basically became props for the media, paraded around in talent shows and photo shoots, all while their parents were getting slammed with these mysteriously inflated fees. And you want to know how cynical this whole media blitz was? At one point, a reality show producer literally tells a teacher that talent doesn't even matter. He says, we need votes, which means we need drama. It was all just a scripted performance, completely designed to make money, and the kids' real hopes and dreams, they were just collateral damage. And then you have the breaking point. This is where everything just snaps. A student named Vijay, whose father can't afford the sudden fee increase, is given this unbelievably cruel punishment. He's forced to stand outside in the hot sun for the entire day. And this one single act of injustice, it's the spark that's about to light a huge fire. So right into the middle of all this tension, a new English teacher named Rahul Prakash walks in. He sees the cruelty happening firsthand, and he decides there's no way he can just stay silent. And his actions, well, they set off a rebellion that's going to shake the school right to its core. So the rebellion really unfolded in 3 big steps. It all started with this one quiet act of defiance. Rahul pays the punished students' fees himself. That one simple gesture, it just lights a fire. It inspires the other teachers to decide, that's it, we're resigning. But Rahul, he knew that just quitting wasn't enough. He convinces them that a strike, a real protest, will be way more powerful. And that leads to a school-wide uprising that brings the whole place to a standstill. And guess what? The strike? It totally works. It brings in massive media attention, which puts this incredible pressure on the school's administration. And it forces Principal Sahai to finally step up and address the chaos that he helped create. So picture this. He's surrounded by reporters, his students and teachers are all gathered outside, and Principal Sahai stands in front of the cameras. He knows he can't hide behind the management anymore. The time for the truth, well, it's finally here. And what he says first, it's a total shocker. He doesn't blame the teachers or the students or the media. He takes all of it on himself. He just says, plainly, I am responsible for what has happened, and then he announces he's resigning. But he didn't just stop there. He delivered the one line that is just the heart and soul of this whole story. He admitted that, yeah, schools need good facilities, but then he reminded everyone of their true purpose. This is a Pathshala, he declared, a sacred place of learning, not a five-star hotel. So why did he go along with it all? Well, he finally reveals the incredible pressure he was under. The chairman of the school's trust had given him this brutal ultimatum. Either turn the school into a money-making business, or he would be forced to shut the whole thing down, for good. He tells them how he tried everything, going from bank to bank, basically begging for a loan, only to be told that nobody gives loans to a school without guaranteed profits. He was completely cornered, felt totally trapped, and so he made a choice that he now deeply, deeply regrets, a decision he admits he made with his head while completely ignoring his heart. But then, at the very end, something really remarkable happens. The students and the teachers, who now understand the impossible position he was in, refuse to accept his resignation. They actually rally around him, and in this really powerful moment of unity, he agrees to stay. He reclaims his school not as some manager, but as their principal. And so, Pathshala leaves us with this huge critical question. Yeah, it's a story about one school, but it really reflects a debate that's happening all over the world. When we start prioritizing profit margins over pupils and branding over learning, who is it that really ends up paying the price